Good afternoon. I'm Mickey Esposito, Director of Lincoln Transportation and Utilities, and with me today I have Donna Garden, our Assistant Director of Utilities, and we want to provide a quick status report to our citizens about the state of Lincoln's water supply. Let me just first say that our drinking water is safe, our treatment facilities are secure and operating effectively. The entire water supply system is under constant monitoring. Remember that all our water is sourced from groundwater in the aquifer from wells that are 80 feet deep. So it's important for our citizens to know that our drinking water is safe. As for supply, all of Lincoln's local reservoirs are full. We have 100 million gallons of water supply within city limits, and we have 10 million gallons of reserve in Ashland. In addition, we are still producing plenty of water to meet the typical winter consumption demand of 35 million gallons per day. As you recall, Mayor signed an emergency order yesterday to further safeguard our well fields in Ashland from the historic flooding we're experiencing as a result of heavy rain, snowmelt, and ice jam breakups in the Platte River. That emergency order is still in place since we continue to see unprecedented river flow in the Platte. 3 out of a total of 44 wells are located on an island in the Platte River. With the support of local, state, and federal emergency management resources, including the Nebraska National Guard, we took action to fortify the banks around those wells on that island. And Donna's going to provide you with an update of that operation. We want to thank all of our partners who continue to assist us during this emergency response: Lincoln Fire and Rescue, Water Rescue Team, the Nebraska National Guard, NEMA, Lincoln Lancaster County Emergency Management, OPPD, Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, and even our own resources at LPD. Finally, I want to thank our Lincoln Water System staff, their team, for their dedication to protecting our assets, our water supply, and water quality. They continue monitoring the path of the flooding and taking swift action when needed. I'm just going to turn it over to Donna now, and she'll talk about the operation and the state of the river.
Good afternoon. My name is Donna Garden, and I'm the Assistant Director of Lincoln Transportation Utilities. And I want to give you just a little update. We have had things continue to change in our operations in our wellfield and treatment facilities in Ashland. And just to start out, I want to mention the river. The Platte River was rising and had reached levels of 24 feet. That's unprecedented. We've never seen that we know of it ever reaching that high. We are now starting to see some downward trends in the river. We are seeing the gauges at Lashara and North Bend come down, so hopefully we have seen the crest, and that will affect the Platte River coming down and bringing down some of that water. But during the night, water continued to rise, and our island well field was effectively cut off from power at that time. So the 3 wells that are on the island, obviously the one we mentioned earlier, 90-1, that was the one we mentioned yesterday, was out because we lost the transformer. But the other 2 wells are off just because we have some power issue that we are working on right now. And in fact, we have confidence that we'll have those 2 restored shortly. And we also lost the power to the well on the east bank. We are also working on that, and it too should be restored as soon as some of that floodwater, backwater recedes a little bit so we can get a vehicle back there. Our vertical wells are all operating. We have 40 vertical wells. We are keeping our reservoirs full, and our treatment plants are operating very well. Now let's talk about those sandbagging efforts. That was we had started yesterday talking about how we're going to try to protect and armor the front of the island to protect that 90-1 well that was impacted by the waters of the Platte River. And I've got a video here that I'd like to go ahead and start, and I'll just kind of keep talking as we're seeing the video here. The staging area where we were filling the bags was just to the east of the island and the bridge, Highway 6. So this is where they were filling the bags. These are slings that they use to lift the bags. I believe they'll lift 2 at a time and haul them out to the island. and drop them. We had 400 bags on hand in order to do this operation. And we began this operation approximately 7 a.m. this morning, and we are still continuing with that operation right now. Most of these are being used now to fortify the very northern tip of the island to protect our asset on the island, that well 90-1. These sandbags are about 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, so they're pretty sizable sandbags. They weigh about 1,500 pounds apiece. And we really, really want to express our thanks to the Air National Guard for doing this, our Nebraska National Guard for doing this for us today. And they wanted to start last night, but in the darkness they just deemed it to be too unsafe to do, so we started bright and early this morning. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Mickey. And this will kind of continue to play, so we're going to let it go. And it is available to you if you need this video, it's available to you, and we will make sure that you get it. Thank you.
So a couple of things. We're getting calls from concerned citizens, about water supply and water quality. Both are maintained. We also are getting calls about what citizens can do at this time. We do have a website where they can monitor conditions, water.lincoln.ne.gov/flood is where they can go for more information to monitor what's going on. But you know, Lincoln is really fortunate at this time to have safe drinking water and supply in Lincoln, so they can do their part to support our Nebraska neighbors and other communities that are not really in that place right now. So as citizens ask questions, if they have questions, they can go to that website and get more information, up-to-date information from us. Any questions that we can answer today?
Yeah, just for a quick specification. So when we say that for the powers that those, for the wells that lost from last night, you said they're coming up pretty soon. Is there a time frame there, or?
Yeah.
You know, OPBD was out. They're the ones that supply our power there, and we have multiple lines that come into the different well fields. And this one, of course, is affecting our island well field and the well on the shore, east shore. We don't really have a timeline because it depends on how fast the river comes down right now. It's really just a matter of how soon we can get a vehicle back there to be able to address that. But they flew over it today in one of the helicopters so they could check to see what they could recognize what the problem was, and they're pretty confident they know what's causing the problem and can fix it.
And we have the Platte River rose to around 24 feet. Did it get any higher? Just out of curiosity.
It may have peaked a little bit higher than that, 24, 24 and a half, somewhere in there.
We heard 24 and a half.
That's all I had. And yeah, I just kind of want to get your thoughts on what maybe the future outlook is, maybe the next few days ahead. You mentioned you're hopeful that it had reached that crest maybe sometime today. Do you think that the river is going to continue to maybe even rise more, or do you think it's going to maybe go down over the next few days?
From the looks of the gauges on the Platte upstream, it looks like it's coming down. We still have the Elkhorn that we're watching, that it's making sure it's plateauing right now. That's probably our one unknown that we have. So we're pretty confident that we're very close, and hopefully we'll be seeing it considerably drop starting tonight or tomorrow.
Talk a little bit about Salt Creek.
Yeah, Salt Creek is already considerably down. In fact, if you've driven around the town today, you'll see that it is down quite a bit. And so we have some capacity there, and our vertical well field area is actually draining towards Salt Creek, so it has ability to drain easily there, so that water's receding too.
Are there crews still out there helping out with the sandbagging efforts today? Or
Yes, there are. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all
All right.
good. Thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate your time.